Welcome back, fellow travelers, to our 2026 World Cruise series. In this next episode, we share our adventures in Walvis Bay, Namibia, and Capetown, South Africa. So sit back and relax as we take you along this next segment of our World Cruise. Is Tuesday, January 27th, and we have just arrived here in Namibia after 7 days at sea from Cape Verde. So anyway, we had to go through immigration here earlier on the ship, where we had to actually show our passports before leaving the ship. So now we have a tour scheduled and for this morning, so we will take you on that tour. Honestly, there really wasn't much to see in Namibia, especially in Walvis Bay, which is primarily a harbor town. Most of the tours and excursions involve the sea life, such as seeing the pink flamingos or activities in and around the sand dunes. Our tour took us about 30 minutes north of Walvis Bay to Swakopmund, a historical town that was previously occupied by Germany. So we are on our tour here in Namibia, sort of, because our tour guide, he's up there somewhere back there by the Jeep. Our tour was supposed to start at 9. It is now 10. I guess there is another couple or another pair that are going to be joining us on this tour, and I guess we're just waiting for them to be driven over here at the dunes along the shore.
Yeah, I think they had a different start time than we did.
Okay, and now he's just driving off. Where in the heck is he going?
Okay, we'll hitchhike home.
He just drove off on the Jeep. He just left us with our stuff in the car. All right, well, we'll see. Anyway, we'll continue our tour here in a second. So our tour guide never actually did leave us behind. He drove up closer to the road to pick up the two additional cruise passengers who were joining us for our tour. So we continued our tour to and around Swakopmund.
Mystery cocktail tonight is a Sydney apple.
Sydney apple.
Sydney apple. Sydney apple.
Nice.
Sydney apple.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, it is the 28th of January, and it is the 23rd day of our 117-day world cruise. As you can see in front of us, let me flip the camera here, we are at sea once again. So we are heading towards South Africa, Cape Town, and we'll be there in two days. So we have another day of sea day tomorrow before we reach Cape Town. Now we are on deck 14 in the very front of the ship, and if I turn around here, you'll see that we have the rest of the, as you go back this way, you will see that we have the outdoor activities such as shuffleboard, miniature golf, and then over here on the other side there's is a pickleball court, and I think the basketball court is also over here. So anyway, nothing much happening today. It is a sea day, so we'll see you around the ship today. Here on deck 14 is the Sky Bar, and from the Sky Bar we were just up here a few days ago, or not a few days ago, but back in Southampton where we watched the fireworks celebration of our beginning of our cruise world voyage. So if you missed that episode, I believe it's in episode 2, if I'm not mistaken, of that fireworks show.
For the wonderful Jared Kruger.
Thank you so much, Sam. Again, this is somewhat intimidating. One doesn't think when you're an artist that you're going to do performance as well, so please be patient with me. I wanted to share my process with you today. I'm very open to people asking me questions about how I do this, and more importantly, why I do this. So I'm going to start with creating an environment for our creatures to go into. And I work on 3 different surfaces. One is paper, which I've got in front of me, which are those framed ones over there, on linen over here, and canvas over there. All of the paint I use is actually an ink. So everything is with acrylic inks, and you'll see why they are so delicious now as I show you the process. Every surface has a slightly different look and feel. What I'm really trying to capture is the joy and feeling of being in the water and the movement that the water creates when you're in there. The reason I'm looking at this angle is so that I can see that I've got it nice and saturated. Okay, we're ready. Taking some of the excess water away so we don't get. Alright, now the seasoning. As the ship's movement is helping me a little bit here. Which is absolutely perfect because the sea is never still. Alright. I managed to harvest a little bit of salt from the side of the ship. So this is the special ingredient, some Queen Anne salt. Much finer crystals, and I'll talk to you about the different crystals I use. It's almost a bit like table salt. So the top of the reef has got some piece of the Queen Anne. Right, we've got a bit of a shadow going on that side. Again, just taking some of the excess water off here. Now this will continue to evolve as the salt works its magic and starts to pool make those beautiful little blooms, just like little corals. What you see when you're in the water, because there's this constant flow and almost always these oxygenated bubbles and particles flying around on and off the reef. The flow of coral, the flow of seaweeds, and that kind of the blurring of the line between the top of the reef and the water column. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to bring in the blue, and this is also quite a nice, exciting process to see as we pull the ink into the blended line between the water column and the coral formations. Okay, again, a bunch of water. I like to work a lot with my hands as opposed to brush, but at this point we want to bring the water down to give these blooms Are we seeing the How cool is that? Try not to put too much ink on the Queen's room. Cool. Right, I'm going to start with a darker color blue towards a turquoise color at the top, and again the deliciousness of ink and letting it do a lot of the work. Alright, now I'm going to bring in some of the turquoise on the top. Straight from the bottle.
So I will hand over to you, gentlemen, if you would like to unveil the final piece in the collection.
So this is the biggest piece in the collection, and she's titled Truly Protected. And it's kind of my hope through all my work that protection of our oceans becomes front and center for most of us. And so to the question about the neons, there are loads of neons in this one, yeah, I hope it brings you as much joy as it did for me making it. Thank you so much for your attention today. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without the support and the love that people have for the ocean and for the arts, so thanks.
So as I mentioned, we will be having the full exhibition of Jared's work. That means that every single piece that is available is now up for sale. If you've been through the gallery, you would have noticed quite a few red spots in the collection. They are all one-off, unique, original works of art. So it's a great opportunity to get something from an up-and-coming artist. Now to sweeten the deal ever so slightly more, in the gallery.
Here are just a few of Jared's work displayed in the art gallery on board. Later that evening in the dining room, the chefs were acknowledged as they walked through the dining room. While this is typically done at the end of the cruise, this cruise segment from Southampton to Cape Town is coming to an end for some of the passengers in a couple of days. So we'll probably see more of these as we continue on our cruise and the completion of the various segments. On day 24, we find ourselves on another sea day, which we really had nothing to share with you on board. So, we'll see you again tomorrow, where we will be in Cape Town, South Africa for 2 days.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, January 30th. We are here in Cape Town, South Africa. We will be here for 2 days. We'll be here overnight. We're just waiting here in the Queen's room, waiting for our tour or for our time to be able to get off the ship and go through the immigration process. And then from the immigration process, we can find our tour. Anyway, we'll see you when we get outside and when we pick up with our tour. So we are here at a winery about halfway between Cape Town and Inverdoorn.
For a tasting at 9 o'clock in the morning.
No, we're not doing tasting. It's just a
Party pooper.
well, you can go taste. Go ahead, go taste. It's just a pit stop halfway to the reserve. So anyway, behind me is the winery. It's beautiful. Good morning, everybody. So it is now 11:20. We left the cruise terminal around 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So we are now at the Inverdoorn Game Preserve here in South Africa. So we've checked in with the receptionist. We got some refreshments, and they'll be serving lunch here in about 40 minutes. And then we will be checked into our little bungalow guest room, and then the game drive is going to be at 5 o'clock this afternoon, which is really a cooler time. Plus, that's when the animals are supposed to be out and about more, which is late in the day and early morning. So tomorrow we have another game drive that's going to start around 6:30. Tonight there's supposed to be some stargazing also. So we'll catch you up later, and that's it for now.
We finally finished lunch, walked around the area. Now we're checking into our room.
Yep, and the room is right there. So let's go take a look. Room 14. Okay, so we had lunch we checked into our room. We chilled out in the room for the afternoon. Specifically, I took a nap, and we're heading over to the front of the lodge now, where we are going to take our early evening game drive. I think there is a truck right there. The Jeeps, or trucks, I guess.
Okay, everyone, join me this side. Okay, so what I have for today, I have a white wine, sparkling wine, grape juice, no alcohol, and normal Coke. So this one I have more here. If you need Coke, or if you need sparkling wine or white wine, you tell me which one. From this side.
After a couple hours on the game drive, we returned to the lodge for dinner. Then a few hours after dinner, we went out away from the lodge for some stargazing. Unfortunately, due to the bright full moon, we weren't able to see as many stars as we had hoped for.
Everybody, it is Saturday, January 31st. It is day 26 of our 117-day world cruise. It is our second day here at the Inverdoorn Game Reserve. We have a morning drive here, and then after the morning drive we will have breakfast and check out, and then they're going to have our transportation back to Cape Town. Anyway, we'll show you more videos here of the game drive this morning, and then our trip back over to Cape Town.
After our morning game drive and breakfast, we return to Cape Town for a bit of shopping. Good morning, fellow travelers. It's Sunday, February 1st, and it's Sea Day from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth, South Africa. That's it for episode 5 of our 2026 World Cruise. Join us again on our next episode. As a quick request, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel by hitting on that subscribe button. And feel free to click on that like button and send us your thoughts on this episode in the comments below. Until we see you again on our next episode, thanks for watching and see you again as you go traveling with Marks.